it's one of those cups where if you win it, it's fantastic. It's a bit of silverware in the trophy cabinet. But if you don't win it, it's just the League Cup. It doesn't really matter. It just seems sort of like, depending on the outcome as to what an achievement it is, obviously. But I think it could be the thing that launches Mourinho into that trophy-winning zone with Tottenham. Though we've seen it with other teams where getting a League Cup can get you up and running. I think in this case, I think they could do it. I hope they do, because they as much as they're going under the radar, they're a pretty decent team, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, we'll come on to the style of play in a little bit, but Ian makes a good point there. I think the Carabao Cup is often regarded as the lesser of the domestic trophies, but it's a competition which your club, Manchester City, have kind of made their own over the last few seasons, Callum. So, I mean, is it more than that for Tottenham, just purely because it's been so long, 13 years without a trophy? Does it mean more than that, than just simply the League Cup? It's the kind of lesser of the three?
Yeah, I think it does mean a lot to them. It's funny how it becomes a sort of totem for a club. Like, this is their chance to start winning trophies, and they're all going to follow after the League Cup, which I don't know that they necessarily will. But I think, I, as a Man City fan, that first trophy that we won in the kind of modern era was the FA Cup, and that was such a release and such a relief. And to be fair, Tottenham haven't had to wait quite as long. They've not waited 34 years for this, but they are these kind of pretenders, aren't they? They talk about themselves in the Big Six, and they went to the Champions League final. But what those kind of clubs do is they pick up the League Cup pretty routinely. So I think it would be them sort of announcing. It would certainly back up their claims, to be part of that Big Six.
I think that the majority of City fans that I've spoken to over the last couple of years actually quite enjoy that day out at the end of February. It's an early trip to Wembley, and winning the trophy can sort of impact your league form and kind of do you good moving forward. Do you think that there's a possibility that might happen, Ian? That if they do end up winning the trophy at Wembley, that can kind of give them a bit of a boost moving on towards the end of the season, where, presuming they keep up their Premier League form, they could still be with a shout of minimum finishing top four.
It'll certainly settle the nerves in their minds, won't it? Because that whole talk about Tottenham are always the Neely men, that they haven't won anything. If they get some silverware in the cabinet, that closes that argument down. I think Jose Mourinho has got a lot of experience, particularly in this competition. I was just seeing that he's the modern day Ron Atkinson, if there was going to be a comparison, because he's one of the few managers to get to the League Cup final 3 times. Surely, if you win a trophy, it has to really, at least people have to sit up and take notice and start taking Tottenham seriously as title contenders. There's absolutely no reason why they're not title contenders. They're up there, a few points off the top at the minute in the league. They've got the best 2 strikers as well at the minute, for my money, and as long as everybody stays fit, they're absolutely going to be there or thereabouts.